Okay, all right.
Okay, we're going to start a little differently, and I want to introduce, this is my wife, Shannon. Some of you know her. And we are today officially launching our foundation. And it's the Jim Mora Count on Me Family Foundation, as you can see here. And we work with kids from that are at risk and in need. We started this foundation 7 years ago in Atlanta when I was the head coach of the Falcons. We felt like being a head coach gave us a platform where we could affect change in our communities. When we left Atlanta, we continued to do work there, but we moved to Seattle, and we, I guess, expanded, would be the word, our foundation in Seattle. And we left Seattle after a short time. We're still doing things in Seattle, and now we're bringing it to Los Angeles. Our hope is that we can be here for a long time, and we can affect a whole lot of kids and give them opportunities that they might not otherwise have. Help them feel more normal, offer them hope, and really a chance to succeed at life. So my wife is an amazing woman. I tell you guys this all the time. She's got the most generous heart of anyone I know, and it's her passion and it's her energy that makes it go. It's a completely grassroots foundation. Our main fundraiser is our golf tournament. We do other events, but I would say just about every single penny we earn goes right to the programs that we support, and they are varied and vast, and really anything that can help kids, that's what we're interested in doing. So that's what we've got. We've got some kids out here today. I asked a couple of our players if they could just stay on the field and work with them, and I've only seen, I don't know if I've seen, but a couple even walk off the field. I think that kind of speaks to the type of team we have and the type of kids we have. And, there's many of our kids that might have come from backgrounds similar to these kids, so they understand what it's like to be in their shoes. So I think partnering with UCLA and a college environment and a college community and our foundation is it's going to be amazing. We do really great things with the help of our community. So that's what we're doing.
We're really excited to be here. The community, the Southern California area has just embraced our foundation. It's been really humbling, and we're really honored to actually be a part of the Bruin family. And what we found that has really helped with forming our foundation and expanding is we like to partner with nonprofits that do it well and have the same and similar vision. We want to make a positive impact on children. And we want to empower them. We want them to rise and realize their dreams. And like Jim said, have a sense of normalcy. A lot of the nonprofits and a lot of the programs we facilitate that help kids might not have support systems around them to help them be successful. So we feel that just the tiny little things, from putting an Xbox in a couple of the hospital wings to big programs facilitating a wing of a children's shelter in Atlanta, every avenue of outreach and every avenue of need we look at as a foundation. So we're so excited to be here and get Count on Me on its way to helping Southern California.
So I wanted to just thank everyone for coming out. I don't know if you have any questions about that or not, but if you do.
How about the website?
Website is countonmefoundation.org. Obviously our major fundraisers are our golf tournament. We have the bowling tournament, but the bros out there raised close to $7,000 with Bruin printer.
Yes.
Yeah. She reads the.
I know she does.
I don't. I never.
No, you don't.
But I read them just for Bruin printer when you're raising funds.
And that was what was amazing to us is coming to college is how many people want to jump in and support, and it's really fun and it's encouraging, it's humbling, and it energizes us, it energizes Shannon. But just a simple campaign like we had on the website on scout.com that raised, I think, close to $7,000. Just people out there that care. It's not always about the money though, it's about the time. Spending time helping out in your community, looking for ways that you can reach youth. For our organization, it's volunteering at the events that we will be putting on around the community.
There's different levels of help, and right now on the field we have several of the nonprofits that I've already done site visits and talked to their directors, and we've got Shelter 37, a fabulous organization, and Young Warriors, another organization, and some Special Olympic athletes here. So it's been really fun to partner also with those entities that do it well, and there's so many volunteer opportunities within their realm. Also with our holiday shop that we do at several children's hospitals, 4 to be exact, 2 in Atlanta, 2 in Seattle, and we're excited to bring it to several hospitals here. But there's nothing better than putting a smile on a child's face. Oh, thanks for the question. We are officially sold out, so thank you, Southern California, and all our sponsors. We have a presenting sponsor with X2 Biosystems, and we've got a representation from all over the South Bay as far as sponsors come in. We have a volunteer pool that's about 60 deep, and so we're filled to the brim with volunteers, and we're excited to bring it. This is our primary fundraiser for the foundation. The golf event moves with us. We do have other fundraising events that go on. Other fundraising goes on in the other areas in Atlanta and in Washington, but the big event's the golf event. So we're excited. We have a classy event that there's a lot of fun on the course. 14 contests. We've got hole-in-one cars from Galpin. We've got
tons of stuff, and it's fun.
Who are the celebrities?
Let me tell you some of them. Well, we've got several Hall of Fame football players coming. Terry Bradshaw, Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp, Rod Woodson. Those guys are all in the Hall of Fame. Some of the entertainment guys that are coming off the top of my head. I don't know if you've heard of Joel McHale. Okay, Community and Talk Soup, and Kevin Nealon, who's on Weeds and is really funny.
And Adam Carolla is doing his live podcast.
He's going to do his podcast there and he's going to be the MC of the dinner auction, I believe.
With Chuck White. He's our guest MC. So
and I don't want to slight anybody, but there's a lot of neat people. I'm still working on some.
No journalists?
Maybe, I don't know yet. We're seeing there might be one.
We have some tryouts after.
Yeah.
What we do is with the we typically kind of rotate, some media people through, every year. You don't want to make anyone mad. But, Shannon mentioned that it's sold out, but for anyone that's listening or watching or it's going to be written about, there's still many sponsorship opportunities, whole sponsors or just donations and, getting exposure for your company or yourself. Or
whole sponsorship, $1,000. Put your company name at a hole.
Yeah, but it's really a fun day. We're very fortunate to be at the Riv. They only do 10 tournaments a year there, besides their major one, and for them to, ask us to hold our event there is pretty neat. Like Shannon said, it's a classy event. It's a lot of fun. We'll hold different kinds of contests. Typically you go to a golf tournament and a long drive. At the end of the day, you might get a driver. And Shannon always said, "Why, if you just had the longest drive, would you want a new driver?" So I said, so let's do it different. So you might be at the long drive hole. You get the long drive, and one person in your foursome. So if you have a long drive in your fivesome, then you might get a wedge from Cleveland. Oakley's on the course. Everybody gets to pick out and make their own pair of Oakley sunglasses. On a closest to the pin, Coach Vermeil has autographed wine for us, and one person in your group will win a bottle of wine. Troy Aikman has signed 30 footballs for me, so one person in your foursome will win a football. So there's neat stuff like that.
And we culminate with a big backswing auction and bash.
Yeah, so. Great auction items, trips to the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl,
fly away with the Bruins.
Stuff. Coming to fly with the Bruins to Nebraska, travel with us to the USC game. Some things that are not easily obtained.
Wait, a trip to Nebraska is a prize?
Well, yeah, it's going
to
win. That's what I deal with every day. Right to my left.
How about any pledges on what you shoot? How about that?
On what now?
On what you shoot.
Well, you know what? I don't typically play because I think that I'm the host, so I like to get out and hang out with.
He hands out prizes.
Yeah, I
best outfit, worst outfit.
Have fun like that. But it's a really neat day, and like I said, we're really excited to be here in Southern California. In the short time we've been here, which for Shannon has only been about 6 months, just the people that have been so obliging and so helpful to us, it's like I said, it's very humbling. So we thank you guys as well. That's about it. Now we can talk football.
Okay, all right.
Who cares about football?
Hands in, break.
That's going to be on the
Who cares about football?
No, it was a great practice today, though. It was, as you saw, we hit every situation that we could think of. Now, there's always many things that come up in games that you haven't thought of, but we did, Mayday field goal, backed up, we did overtime, we did coming out, we did the red zone, short yardage, goal line, we did Hail Marys, we did attack, you know, when you're getting on the ball and attacking. You know, we tried to hit the whole gamut of things that can happen through a season, or that did happen to us last season. So I thought it was good, and what I really appreciated from the guys is that we are so short on the offensive line, and we are so short-handed on the defensive line in the secondary, and they just keep pushing, you know. And that's when you make progress, when you push through the barriers. And I thought they pushed through another barrier today, so I'm excited about that. We got 4 practices left, and we've got a ton of work we got to get done. It's not going to be easy. I told them it's just going to keep getting harder. And then we have the spring. Okay, officially, we're not going to call it the spring game anymore. We're going to call it the spring spectacular. Okay, and here's why. With our dwindling numbers, what we're going to do, rather than have like a 100-play game, we're going to come out and we're going to do our warm-up. Then we're going to come out of the tunnel. We're going to have a little pride alley for the fans that are there. We're going to do some one-on-one, some pass rush, some red zone 7-on-7, and then we'll have 2 halves of scrimmage and move the ball. So we'll probably, instead of having 100 plays, we'll probably have 60 plays of live. So it'll be a little shorter scrimmage portion than last year, but much more fan interactive. The other thing that's going to be really cool is at halftime, we're going to have some contests, some fan interactive contests. So we're going to have, we're going to bring 2 males and 2 females for each of these events, so 24 people total, and they're going to run a 40 for prizes. Prizes could be tickets to games, autograph stuff, who knows, maybe traveling on a team plane to, we won't say Nebraska, we'll go somewhere else, Utah or something. We're going to do catch a punt, we're going to do catch a kickoff, we're going to do catch a long bomb from Brett, we're going to do a field goal kicking contest, and we're going to do a quarterback challenge, an accuracy deal. So our cheerleaders are going to perform, the cheer squad, the band's going to be there. And then I think the greatest part, 2 greatest parts, is afterwards we invite all the fans on the field for autographs, and then they're going to shoot fireworks off from inside the Rose Bowl. So like right above us. It's going to be really cool. So how'd I do? I sound like Bob Barker. Price is right. So anyway.
You said on Twitter you want to try to get 50,000 fans.
Yeah.
Is that the goal you're kind of
no, right? The goal just became 51,001 when I saw that Kentucky had 51,000. I heard Texas A&M had 45,000.
Kentucky football, really?
I read that Kentucky had 51,000 at their spring game. Texas A&M 45. Now I heard Nebraska had 60 or 61. But if we can get 50, that'd be awesome. We can, you know, I'm going to go with some passive aggressiveness. We can't do it. We can't do it.
How does that figure in inflation? Because there's actually stuff to do here in Southern
There
California.
is, I know.
Yeah,
but what could be more fun than coming out to the Rose Bowl on a Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, hanging out with the Bruins, getting to come down, shake hands, meet people, you have a chance to win prizes, show your athletic prowess, and watch fireworks. I mean, to me, it doesn't get any better.
It's a spring spectacular.
It is the spring spectacular.
Do you count 25 as 50 multiplied to 2 because there's no beach in Nebraska? So?
Yeah. No, we've got distractions out here, but you know, our fan support's been amazing. You know, since I've been here, I don't know what it was like. I don't care. It doesn't matter. All I know is it's been fantastic since we've been here, and it's exciting. So, any football questions?
Yeah, Simon Goins.
He's okay. He's okay. He'll be
just
all right.
heat.
No, his back cramped up a little bit, and he's okay. He needs to push through those things, and he will. So it's just part of growing up, you know. You got to recognize the difference from, you know, as all coaches say, pain and injury. And we're never going to put a kid out here that's injured, but they've got to be able to fight through some pain. And I think with the assignment, it was just a little bit more pain-related than anything.
How important is him staying healthy, especially not even just given the numbers, but the fact that, you know, he might be your most experienced tackle?
Well, he and Torian certainly are. Torian's had a fantastic spring, by the way. You know, I think it's important for Simon to stay healthy because there's some dudes that are coming in that are going to push to get on that field. So if he's not healthy, he might not be on that field. I'd like him to be on that field because I think his experience is critical. But if he can't be on the field and someone passes him up, then that's the way it goes.
Kenny Green.
Keenan, yeah, I'm glad to have him back out here, you know, and playing that defensive end. That's more his you guys know that, you saw him more than I did. That's more his natural spot. We tried to turn him into a linebacker last year, had him play some fullbacks and things like that, but he's probably more natural as a defensive end. He's got strong hands, he's explosive.
What have you seen out of Taylor in that mini backer spot?
I like it. I think that he does a good job there. And you know, the plan was to have Stan McKay in there doing it as well, but with the injuries in the secondary, you know, Stan's had to move back to safety. But Taylor, he's picking it up. You know, he likes contact. He understands zone play. He can cover backs man to man. You can move him out and he can, you know, bump and knock a receiver around a little bit. He's doing a great job. He's making a lot of progress. Kenny Orgy's making a lot of progress. I see Jeremy Castro making progress. I see a lot of our young guys starting to kind of break through to the next level.
How important is that mini backer spot for the defense? You know, just given how fast everyone is in the back 12.
It's critical. You know, with all the spread teams you play, and they still, you know, they spread you out, but they still run the football. And so you have to have a guy in there that can be stout against the run, but move in space. And it's not an easy thing to find or an easy thing to ask a guy to do. But I think Taylor has those qualities.
Is it getting even more important? I mean, is there going to be a point where every team has to have one?
Yeah, probably, and then you'll start to see it happen more and more at the NFL level as well. As this game, you know, starts to progress its way to the next level with regards to the things that you do schematically, the things you have to defend offensively.
You look pretty good at nose guard position.
Yeah, I didn't get you. You know, you saw more than I did. I'm usually watching the big picture, but I'll go watch the film. But you know, Angus said, "Hey, you look pretty good in there." He's built like a nose guard.
Well, he's pretty
so
strong.
are you.
Wow.
I had to do it.
No, I'm just built to be nosy.
And he's really strong too, obviously.
Ely?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he put 100 pounds, you know, around his waist and did 5 pull-ups. So, no, he is strong. He's like got brute strength. He's got like old man strength, you know, just strong. Just pick up trees and stuff. So, yeah.
Is he the strongest guy on the team, or are there other guys?
No, there's a lot of guys that are strong out here. You know, you'd have to ask Coach Alosi who the strongest one is, and I challenge you to try to have him. All right, thanks, man.